Hello, it's Saki here, and this is the first time I'm doing a campfire chat. It's something I just wanted to do for the community, where it's a place for community members to get together and chat about what they would like to chat about. I'm trying to establish, a campfire setting. I like the metaphor because if you think about what a campfire is, it's people sitting literally at a campfire. I always think of like nighttime in the woods when you're camping. It's you and nature, and it's the people that are there. These days there's no Wi-Fi connection, to all those people. We don't sit on our phones when we're at a campfire. We just sit there, we stare at the fire, we talk, we sing, we dance, we play games, and we drink, we have dinner, whatever it is. We do very human things. We do rather primal things in that regard, in connecting and communicating. And what a pleasure it would be to be able to do that with other entrepreneurs. And I do think that there are great communities out there where entrepreneurs are connecting, particularly building school communities together. I'm still trying to hone and refine the messaging in my own community. Obviously, I don't have any members at this point. It's the beginning of October 2025. And I think I have, a little bit further to go, but this is one of those steps that I wanted to take to just start to establish the vibes and how I'd like the community to exist. And it's openly, it's authentically, it's honestly, and set up some of maybe the conversations that I think we could stand to have. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about personal brand, presence online, and the integration with revenue and business, especially in this next era. It's 2025, it's Q4 of 2025. We're all, I think, rather aware of the technological advancements that are in play already, specifically with AI, but also, the internet and social media. There's new ways to connect through the internet popping up still, and technology is 25 years old. The internet, and we're still building platforms like school, and it's with different purposes. It's to serve different functions. There's an iterative quality about the technology of the internet that is still helping humans to come together and connect so differently. So despite the technology being old and there being new technologies, new sexy things like AI, where we can jump on trends and capitalize on the gold rushes, we're still iterating on previous technologies. And I think important to discuss because it's part of the experience. It's still part of your human experience, my human experience, of course, of just existing and trying to build a business or build a revenue stream in this new age. So we hear constantly that social media and the internet is a powerful way to build businesses and build audiences. Audiences being the top of the marketing funnel, right? Where you need audience, you need attention before you can actually sell any sort of product or service. So whether you have a business built on the internet specifically or social media or not, you're still going to need audience to generate revenue for your business. And so internet, point being that the internet is a powerful way to do that. And we're still iterating and finding ways to engage with the technology. So with AI being introduced as the new and latest technology, especially the sexiest one, not the only one, but I think that has garnered a lot of attention in the last couple of years. How do you exist? How do you continue to either build what you were building or adapt to the changing times of now we have this technology called AI in our worlds? And I'll preface what I'm about to say with the perspective that I believe that everyone is the main character in their own movie. And this speaks to mindset and perspective, that we don't live in the same world, and we live in the worlds that we perceive. We are the main characters in our own movies. We only understand our environments, our surroundings, because of our five senses, call it six, I won't refute that, of course, because I believe in the spiritual, the connective powers of energy. Regardless, it's what you understand and it's how you interpret through your senses and whatever it is, whatever else it is that connects you to your environments. You understand your world and the larger world through those senses. So you're the main character in your movie. Everyone is the main character in their own movie. So it's what you make of it, right? It's how you choose to interact with it. And to tie that to the concept of the internet and social media, when we talk about presence, individual presence, and personal brand building as it relates to revenue generation, everyone has a digital presence. It's really, I think, difficult, next to impossible, to not have a digital presence these days. And I suppose this community and this chat is for those who acknowledge it and are looking to capitalize on it at the end of the day. How do you leverage this power of this technology to benefit yourself, your business, your revenue stream, your family, your legacy, whatever it is? How are you leveraging it? And I heard something recently along the lines of your presence is what you make of it. And it's about how you want to be perceived by the world. That's how you show up on the internet. That's how you represent yourself. And I think that's quite true. I think it's quite powerful. So, what is it that you in your movie, as the main character in your movie, are doing to represent yourself in this digital world? Are you someone who engages in comments? Are you someone who leaves a faceless profile picture on your profiles? Are you someone who brings your best self? Are you someone who is trying to share value? Are you someone who is trying to make the world a better place? Those are all up to you. And I say this as someone who went from wanting to be invisible online, and I was afraid to show up online. That's where I'm speaking from. In my movie years ago, I was scared. I didn't want to be vulnerable. I didn't want to share my thoughts. I was afraid of people's opinions. I was afraid of outcomes for my life. I feared for the safety of myself, my family, because if I said the wrong thing and spoke to the wrong person, or it landed with the wrong person, that there would be negativity, and then they could find me physically in the world and harm me or my family. And let's add mindset in here and the notion of how you engage with your environment. As the main character in your movie, I was choosing to see negativity. I was choosing to be afraid of negativity in the digital space. And I had a few people, troll me a little bit on Twitter at the time, and it reinforced it. But it's about what you choose to engage with and what you choose to focus on. I didn't have faith in the positivity. I didn't have faith in the possibility of connection and service. And I wasn't bringing positive energy to what I was trying to invest into my personal brand and how I showed up online. I brought fear and I avoided vulnerability. And I've long believed in the notion of your digital presence being important. So I would try different things. I would post a few pictures on Instagram here and there. I would find different corners of the internet, create different profile on X or Twitter and post a little bit there to say that I have a presence, started different websites and publications, YouTube channels. But school, by the way, has presented an interestingly human connection to other people directly. And I've been so pleasantly surprised to find such authentic, kind people. And they're immediately there. They're not behind walls of comments and viral videos or email newsletters. They're right there. So I will say that about school specifically and why I'm investing in the platform and I really enjoy it. But that's kind of my challenging narrative for the campfire today is how are you choosing to show up on the internet? What kind of digital presence are you looking to establish? How are you looking to leverage the tools that are available to you and at your immediate disposal with the internet connection and smartphone or laptop that you have? This is a challenge that I pose to myself and why I am doing what I'm doing, speaking on video, because it's what I enjoy. It's what I would love to be doing with my life. Trying to host a campfire, or, well, I am hosting a campfire, even though there's nobody here yet. It's because I enjoy the setting, you know? It's something that resonates with me, is just being in nature and connected to the earth and talking about things that I'm so interested in and fascinated by. And I believe in the next era to continue on here because nobody else is taking the talking stick from me. So I might as well roast another marshmallow and continue to share my thoughts. I think in the next era of business and humanity, like as in human experience, the next era of what humans, of how humans exist on this planet is decentralized. And I think that's a key word, decentralized. I'll use the internet as the prime example. Internet decentralized media. Anybody now really has access to sharing their thoughts with the rest of the world. We all have our own channels, radio stations, things like that. Those used to be centralized to institutions or businesses or governments because they had the resources and the capabilities. They had the money to invest in broadcasting centers, cameras, lighting, and whatever it was. You get the point. Today, anybody can do that. We've decentralized the notion of media. The internet has also facilitated decentralizing information because you used to have to go to libraries or universities or minds, like specific people in society to get information. And internet opened that door, and I think AI is starting to supercharge it, consolidate it, validate it, improve it. So we've decentralized multiple things, and there's more things that those two technologies facilitated the decentralization of. We're also entering an era where blockchain adoption is about to start growing, where people will start to understand the power of blockchain as a technology and how it facilitates ownership of various things on in digital spaces. And not only that, but also the exchange of value. So banking is going to change, agency is going to change, ownership is going to change in massive ways in the next, I think, as soon as 5 years, but definitely in the next 20 years. We're going to see humans exist on this planet differently, right? That's what I meant by the next era of the human experience, because the human experience changed when we had all kinds of innovations, right? When we started using the wheel, when we started farming, the Industrial Revolution, television and radio, obviously the internet. And I think blockchain is another massive, massive thing that's going to change how we exist. So, focusing again on the human experience here and your digital presence online and on the internet, how are you going to choose to show up? How are you going to choose to interact with the world through these digital channels that are not the only ones, but they are the fastest, most connective ones? And part of this campfire is my take on that. I would like to be someone who facilitates conversations and engages with them and provides value and discusses the human experience as it relates to technology and evolving spaces. And because I believe so strongly in the decentralized principle and the decentralization of our various services, be it banking or governance or ownership, I believe that we're all going to be responsible for ourselves very differently in the next 20 years than we have been in the past. And as comfy and cozy as it is to rely on centralized institutions, it's also quite empowering to decentralize and take ownership for yourself over your own, for example, bank account, insurance, voice, opinions, media, internet, right? So I would open the floor, and I'm going to have my marshmallow now. And I'm so curious to know what other people who might join the campfire later would say about this principle. How are you choosing to show up? Have you been thoughtful about it? Why are you choosing to show up the way that you do? What has been holding you back from showing up the way that you really want to? And again, acknowledging that I was somebody who was very afraid and still have some fear about how I show up and vulnerability associated. So, done a lot of work on that regard, in that regard, to adjust my mindset and to just see the opportunities, to see the connective abilities of the internet and digital spaces, to reach out to people and connect with people and be able to serve people and get support from people too. I think it's a very, very powerful thing. So thanks for watching if you have. Coming back to immediate reality, I'm not in the forest right now at a campfire. There is nobody on this call. I'm still trying to, find the right angle for this community and welcome in people that it resonates with. You might be watching this in the future, so thank you so much for watching if you have. I fully intend to take this and convert it into, written article format. So thanks for reading if you are. And thanks for watching if you're on YouTube. Lots of gratitude today. Hey, it's Friday. Um, and this is something I really enjoy. I really enjoy talking about the intersections of the human experience with technology and the implementation of our choices and our perspectives.